And what do you want to see from your team in order to get a result?
We know Millwall is always a tough place to go. It's about winning duels, second balls, long balls, defend set pieces well, have a good intensity in the game, and then in the right moments you have to bring your style of football on the ground. But at first you have to do the right things for such a game, and we did well in the last time, but I think it's a little bit a different spirit there at the moment. The new manager goes back to the 4-4-2, very direct, with some good patterns in the final third. What they have, they took a lot of points since he arrived, the manager, and even now you saw the last results of them, always very close. They have not one big defeat. It's always a tough race to beat them, and we have to be ready for this. We prepared today, tomorrow, this game, and yesterday. And then I think we should take the good things from the cup game into this next game and be sharp for such a proper fight.
We know that you have your principles and what you expect from your team, but when you play different opponents, how much work goes into who you're playing, what the challenge they're going to bring, how you can hurt them, and how much does that differ game to game?
It's always part of the preparation. We look back from the last game, then you look forward, what you need, what you can take from the last game into the new game. I think this is always the part, and then you look for really details in which position you have to go, what you want to do, what is important in defense. This is a little bit the flexibility, what you have to do, but all in all, of course, when you worked in the pre-season and all in the same topics, then you not change immediately everything. This is also not right. But of course you have to adapt what you need in such a game.
And when you're working on a philosophy, even when you've worked at top clubs in the past, is it constantly developing? Is it constantly being worked on as time goes on?
I think you have to a little bit look different to the picture. For example, if you work with Munich, then in 95% you decide the game how it looks like. When we go, then of course you have always also strong opponents, and then you cannot always dominate. We try it, but it's not always possible. And in this part, of course you look to some things, what is really helpful, what is necessary in the next game. But it's about consistently work and again on patterns, on the pressing, on the side of football with the ball, all the things. I think this is always the basic. This is also during the trainings week, and if you have a normal week, then the first 2 days it's more about principle working instead of opponent working, and then the final days you look more to the opponent and you look what you have to do.
How have you found your pressing so far?
Different. I think we pressed in some games well, in some games we didn't press well, but then also the opponent had some different solutions. I think this is different. You have opponents, they overplayed the pressing, then it's not about the first pressing, then it's about close the net and be ready for the second ball. Always a different challenge. You cannot compare game by game. You have to look what the opponent is doing, and from this point you have to go forward.
After an hour against Grimsby midweek, is EK Ungbo ready to start again in the Championship?
I think it was a good start. It was now a good start that he was a starter. Then the second half he played a couple of minutes together with Jamal. I think this is also helpful. When we signed him, then it was clear for me that he needs a little bit time because he has not really the preseason we had. And step by step, and he came closer and closer. And I think, he scored. I think the goal was fantastic. Good movement in the box. I think goes in the right direction, and now it's about keep going in this.
You mentioned that you played with Jamal. Can you start a game playing that kind of formation, which was essentially like a 4-2-4 in that second half? Or is that a formation you can only really use when you're chasing a game?
No, I think you can always start like this. This is also a little bit my idea. But again, it depends what it's really helpful for the next game. But when you look back in the preseason, I think we started sometimes in this shape. Yeah, of course.
Anthony Silva played particularly well against Millwall last season, and he has taken steps forward since you arrived as the club as manager. How does he keep progressing? What is the next stage for him in his development, would you say?
Yeah, Musa, and I think it's also for Gus, and when you want also for Olaf, it's about consistently, I think, show again and again. I think Musa had in all the games, even against Leeds, first half, some good actions, but then it's about the final movement, find the last pass, finish the action. I think these are parts where we work on. I spoke at the beginning of the week with him in which areas he has to improve, and he will. But for the offensive guys, it's also important to be ready for the work against the ball. And if you do this, then you deserve also to score. And this is our job, and I think they know what they have to do.
Transfer window shuts tomorrow. Do you anticipate a busy day ahead?
Busy day. I think we signed now 11 players to speak then on the final day from a busy day. I said this before, we will see what happens in the last 24 hours or a little bit more, if there is an opportunity or not. But all in all, we worked very hard in this transfer window, and now to expect that we signed on the final day 4 more players, it's not reality. We did a good job until now, and in the last 24 hours, next 30 hours, you never know what happens. But this is different to January. January was really then on the final day, and then you tried to bring players in. We are looking, and now it's really there's a good timing. Sometimes it's really about timing and opportunities, and for this we are ready. But it's not always just our decision.
Would you consider it a very positive window for Sheffield Wednesday overall so far? And if so, what has made that possible with the way that everyone has worked together to make it happen?
I think we made a huge step. I think a lot of new players in. We tried to rebuild the squad, refresh the squad. I think on this case and how early we get nearly every player together, it's good. But now, and I think I made a long statement on Tuesday about the process. It makes no sense to do it today again. We made some really good signs to help the squad, to improve the squad, and now it's improving the players and the team together.
Bernie Kanamata has gone out on loan. Lincoln City, since their current manager took over, have been a very attack-minded team. They've scored a lot of goals. Did that make this a perfect fit for him to go out on loan?
I think the big part for Bailey was now to get minutes. Hopefully he get a lot of minutes there. Game time, this is always different. Just to train and have some minutes and as a sub, he need consistently game time. I was involved in the meeting when the club present all the stuff to Bailey. I think they play with 2 strikers. This is helpful for Bailey as well. They create a lot of moments in the opponent half. This is good. And I wish that he makes the next step there, because this is then also helpful for us.
Given that Shay Charles is coming, could Sean Fasiri head out on loan? Is that a possibility that you'd consider in the next 24 hours, or is he likely to stay?
No, I think there's not this opportunity at the moment. and it's also helpful for him that he trained with us the time. Yeah, but again, in the next 24 hours, sometimes there's a club who is jumping on, then you never know, but at the moment it's not in my mind.
Michael Smith, is he moving on, or is he going to stay, do you think?
He trained with us today, and he will train tomorrow with us. I think so.
Do you think he will stay? Is it more likely that he stays than leaves at this point?
Again, guys, I know, yeah, this is it's for you always interesting, but we have to look for the next day here until the end of the window if something happens. If not, for me it's more important that I make the focus to my players here, and until now Michael Smith is here. We know where we are. I spoke after the training with him again, and this is my focus, and the focus is Millwall now. Of course we have the next 24 hours, maybe one decision or two decisions to make or not, but to have rumors and try, no guys, we will see, I think tomorrow 11 o'clock where we are, and then we can look back and we can make a feedback from the transfer window, but not today.
Okay, final question then. Ideally, what would the next day look? You know, if you could have the ideal next 30 hours, what would that look like, Ellie?
In the ideal world, then you don't need the next 24 hours because you did all your job before.
Okay, so all business done is that basically what? Okay.
Yeah, we will see. Yeah, but again, we signed 11 players. We improved our squad. Now it's about improve the players here, give them also game time. I think this is also important to understand. To bring just bodies in, then some other players will get not the game time what they need, and that's the reason why to do something it has to be really make sense. If not, then we keep going with our group, and the spirit today was fantastic on the pitch.
Okay, all the best tomorrow.
Thank you.
For Saturday. Danny, how you doing?
Alex, I'm fine, and you?
I'm very well. This is our last transfer chat of this window, so a momentous moment for both of us, I think. Millwall, everyone knows about the atmosphere, the hostility that can present there. I'm interested, how much is that something that you talk about heading into a game like this?
Yeah, we had last year, I think the experience there was also a difficult situation for us. For them as well, we fight in the bottom of the table for points. In such a game, they create a lot of energy, how they play football. I think this is what you have to understand. This is also what you have to first to stop and bring your style of football on the ground. Yeah, if you try to play the same direction like them, then I tell you they are better. But this is, I think, the biggest challenge, and also for the mindset. But the good thing is from my group, we have this experience. Of course, some new players will see what it means to play in Millwall. Maybe it's a little bit different. But we saw some clips. We saw how they create energy in the stadium, and yeah, this is a little bit up to us how we can stop this. But one thing, it's of course you have to be able to go in such a game with the right tools, and if you do this, then I'm very positive to such a game.
Is this a game more for the experienced members of the squad, or is that maybe that little bit of youth and fearlessness quite handy as well?
I think it's a good balance. You need in some positions the experience one. You have to know and you have to understand what is the strength for Millwall and what is also the weakness of Millwall. And now this is now the next 24 hours more the job to find the right balance between the players in both directions. If we find, then hopefully we come good into the game, and then it's again up to our bench. And I think it was also learning against the in the Cup Tuesday, I think it's always helpful to see when you change something and to make impact players in, and you can change the direction that we are able to score and we can turn a game.
On the players that have been involved, certainly starting in the Cup then, you've spoken a couple of times about the need for competition. Are you happy, satisfied with where that's at? Because there's players battling for every position now, isn't there?
I think it looks very good, yeah. You have really in nearly every position double or 3 players. This is good, you have this competition. The good thing was as well now, nearly every player got minutes from the last 5 games. This is really helpful to get also a little bit the rhythm. And now it's go to Millwall and finish the first step in the season well, and then you go in the national break, and then we make the next step. And now we will try everything on Saturday to be successful.
I'm sure you won't want to give too much away, but is Shea ready to start a game, or how much could he be involved?
Honestly, this is of course a little bit the biggest question at the moment for me. I saw him in the training, I see his quality immediately, but the last game it's a little bit far away, and now I think he trained yesterday, today, tomorrow, and then after tomorrow I will have a good picture hopefully, and then I can make a good decision. But what I saw so far, it's I like him, and I'm very happy that he's here. You see how strong he is in some areas and part of the game, and this was the reason why I forced this signing, because I see how he can help us. And now, I think in the past with new players, I have always a little bit like a schedule with them. Train, get minutes, and then starter. And I think this is now more than the final decision. What is helpful, not for the short term, what is helpful for the long term.
Yeah, sure. We saw Akin and Nathaniel back in action in the week. How are we looking on the injury front? Is there anything for us to be concerned about?
Akin is good, is strong. Nave, it's a big pity. He will be out for couple of weeks again. That was a little bit the shame after the game. When I got the message, I was really sad about the situation, but this is football, sometimes it's not fair. For me it's about stay together, help him, when we will do it, and then bring him stronger back.
Was that a recurrence of his previous knock, or was it something new?
Yeah, he has a bit of problems with the calf, and after the game, because it was not a sub, I didn't sub him because of the injury, then it's sometimes difficult to understand why or what happens, but he feels something after the game, and then we make the scan, and then we got the result. But this is football, and from this point, we have to help him. I think it's also for his mind. He want to show, he want to help the team. But I told him yesterday his time will come in the season, and for this we will do everything.
How's everyone else looking? Anything else to be concerned about?
One more question mark is Domme at the moment. All the other players are available.
Who was that, sorry?
Domme, Iofa. Dominic Iofa.
We did. Okay. Right, let's do some transfer questions. Last round of it. What does tomorrow look like for you? Clearly your biggest focus will be Millwall. How will you be in contact with the guys? I'm guessing you'll be travelling down as well. Is it all a bit chaotic?
Last time in January I was here until 11 p.m. in the office, and I think the last sign was, I don't know, it was 10:30 with Jan Poveda. It was very long in the office, and but this time I'm calm. Yesterday we spoke again. If there is opportunity in which position we want to do really something, in this part I think it's also clear, and this is helpful because then we know what we are looking for. And yeah, I go relaxed in this last transfer day with a clear picture and a clear focus to Millwall, and this is helpful. And for all the other things I have Kevin, he will help me, and let's see what happens in the next hours.
As a manager, would you prefer the dates of the transfer window to stop before the season starts, or certainly earlier rather?
You can see it from this or from this side. If the transfer window is closed before the season starts, then everybody has to start to work earlier. And then the good thing is, okay, you know where you are and nothing happens, because it could be also you play in the first match day against the player and then he moved on, and in the match day +4 he played against you. And the other side is, if you need something because you have injury, then it's of course helpful to go again in the transfer market and looking for something. There are some rules. It's what it is. I will not change it. We have to take it, and we took it very serious very early. I think this is helpful now to be in this position, and now again is the opportunity and it makes sense, then we can think about this. If not, then we move on, and then I'm happy with my group here and improve them and help them and grow together.
And then lastly, just to clarify, are the club actively working on deals to bring players in, or is it a case of keeping an eye on potential opportunities that spring up in the next 24 hours, maybe longer?
I think it's always the same. You will have maybe one club signed a new player, and it means for the player in the club it's not so much space, and then the player is available. If they don't sign, then he will stay. This is sometimes a little bit like domino. If something happens, then you can react. We have a list. We have a target list. What could be happened, but sometimes it's really it depends what happens in the former club. And the good thing is really we have a clear mindset, and this is very helpful.
We can't take tomorrow off just yet then.
Yeah, of course.
Danny, I'll see you down in London.
See you, thank you, bye bye.
Yes, hello Danny, how's it going?
Hi, how are you?
Doing good. So I have a question when it comes to before and after the transfer window. It's always kind of a question of if players are moving or if you anticipate them. Do you notice maybe a mindset change in players who are uncertain about their future before and after the transfer window?
I think the mindset for the players, they are here. Of course, you have some for some players. It's always what happens in the next days. The mindset is then not easy sometimes because you stay a little bit between the two clubs. Maybe I think this is for me always helpful when the transfer window is closed and you really know where your group is, and then you can go forward, because I think every player, every manager wants to know the group and nothing changed again.
Perfect. And I know we touched on that earlier, just saying how what Millwall was a manager compared to how they played last season and how you're preparing for them this season, especially around the start of a season, or just even after a transfer window. How much do you factor in last year's games when there might not be the same set of players or the same set of tactics? And do you really factor in the new signings that they bring in, or do you still attack it the way that you would have last season?
I think when you look to Millwall, they have identity how they play football. They changed the manager, that gives a little bit more energy. Then they changed some players, but still they have the same identity. And yeah, this is for me the biggest part, to prepare my team to look what happens, and if they change the player, they will not change the direction. Yeah, that they will have a new body. This is something where you have to prepare. But all in all, the clubs have a style of football, how they play football, and they change not just with one new player.
Cool. Because the last question, Danny. Just taking a look, I know that you spent now a number of years in English football compared to when you were in Germany. You had touched on kind of the intensity of playing at Millwall and how that affects the players. Looking, comparing to your time in Germany compared to England, how have you noticed maybe the difference in fan intensity, or just compared to maybe the atmospheres that are different across the countries?
Yeah, the biggest difference by the atmosphere is, of course, you decide on the pitch how the atmosphere in the stadium is. In Germany, you have during the game 90 minutes support on the same level, and here you can really increase the level of the support when you play forward, winning duels, be ready for this fight. I think this is a big challenge. I think second part is that you have in this league a lot of individual quality as well. You have in every team nearly players they can decide the game alone. This is also a big part. And the third part for me, the third difference is you have different challenge every week. You have different managers, and this is really exciting here. You can go not in one game where you say, it's an easy one. I think championship is so competitive and so close to each other. Nearly every team can beat every team on a good day. This is biggest challenge in this league, but this is also the reason why I like this league. And I think just look to the schedule. Now we played 5 games, but with the cup and the league games we have still 45 games. That means at the end 50 games. It's a normal season. In Germany you have 34, maybe a cup game, one more. And I think this is also the biggest challenge for me as a manager. The time on the pitch where you can train, it's less. The preparing time, it's less. It's a lot about meetings, recovery, preparing the next game, but not too much training. These are the different things in this league. But all in all, I'm very happy to be here, and that I'm the manager here in this league.
Perfect. Thank you so much for your time today, Danny. Best of luck tomorrow.
Thank you. Bye bye, guys.